And now we're going to hear some comments from a man in Japan. In fact, he's still there. We'll be seeing him in a few weeks on WXO. It's Johnny Ace.
Johnny Ace, man in Japan. I'm in Tokyo right now, and all I ever hear about is this WXO. What does the X stand for? I don't know. I don't care. But I'm coming to kick some butt. On the internet, the media, the press, they keep saying, Johnny, are you going to the WXO? And the answer is obvious. Yes. If you don't got it, get it. If you don't get it, figure it out.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of the Dark Match. I am your foxy friend, Backlash.
I'm Christopher Says DarkMatch is Mastodon of the Monotone.
I'm 20 pounds of crazy stuffed in a 5-pound bag. I'm the Lone Warrior.
And I must be Teefus because I am in the danger zone! And for the first time ever, it's time for What is Zack Ryder tweeting?
Woo, woo, woo.
Got to get in the zone here and get my broski voice going. Okay. Hey, Kelly, I have more Twitter followers than you. Let's make out.
Isn't it supposed to be cracking down on crap like this?
They're cracking down on insider terms.
They're cracking down on Alex Riley saying to Eve that his cum tastes like butter.
Ah, so that's why he hasn't been on TV.
No, he's not. He's injured.
And that was probably not him in the first place. So.
Yeah.
He was on
It's like there's a list of things you never want to know about a person, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously
you're going to like apricots, so...
Oh, no. We're not going there.
What's yours taste like, Chris?
It's the vitiligo. I don't want to get...
Damn it, starting this already. Oh,
mine tastes like strawberries.
Great start.
Shut up, Mega Fighter.
Is it frozen strawberries or fresh?
One wonders why we aren't this vulgar during the TNA show.
Because they make the fun for us.
Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, we're talking about WWE this week, and I seem to have kind of been the minority here in saying that WWE was not that good this week.
It was kind of... I think it could have been so much worse, but it wasn't.
I think Raw was average. I think SmackDown is where people really differ with you.
Well, no, yeah. I absolutely hated Raw, and I know I was kind of hard on SmackDown when we were watching it, but after it was over, I'm like, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I still had problems with it, but I don't think it was a bad show.
Oh, it had its issues. It did have its issues.
I mean, if there's one thing to say about this week, coming off the Survivor Series, shitload of wrestling.
Yeah.
A lot of wrestling on both shows.
Yeah, there was. Wow.
But we're going to start off with Monday Night Raw, and the problems I have with this start immediately. Not because we start off with a CM Punk promo. That's awesome as usual. The problem I'm starting to have is with this angle. Because the whole thing is that CM Punk says, I'm going to make the WWE Championship interesting again. And Johnny Ace motherfuckers comes out.
He basically specifies that he says it like this: the hot potatoing of the title is over. It is going to stay on me for a long time, and he has a point because I believe since he won it at Money in the Bank and left with the title, it's been tossed around I believe 9 times.
It was on him, then it was Rey Mysterio, then it was Cena, then it was him again, then it was Cena again.
That was Del Rio. Him and Cena. And then back to Del Rio.
Yeah. Del Rio had it twice. Cena had it once in between that. Nose. So.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, damn near 9 times.
But he basically cuts a promo and says, I'll make the WWE Championship interesting again. And Johnny Ace comes out and says, no, you're not. You have no power. You have no authority over this. You do what I say. Thus, the interesting parts of this angle are now over, and it's only going to get worse as we progress on with the night. But I guess we should continue talking about what goes on with this promo.
Yeah, okay. So Laurinaitis comes out and he says that he wants what's best for the WWE universe, and that seems to they get into it. Laurinaitis clearly thinks this is what the WWE Universe wants. And then Punk points out, well, no, what they want is they want Zack Ryder to get a title shot against frickin' Dolph Ziggler. And Johnny Ace, being the wonderful ball of sunshine he is, points out that just can't happen tonight because Ziggler will be wrestling against Punk, and Del Rio and Ryder will be going up against Del Rio.
For reasons that don't make any sense at all.
Well, John, I guess Laurinaitis books the
Ziggler.
Crowd. But yeah, Laurinaitis books the Ziggler versus Punk match. I guess because he wants to make an interesting championship versus championship situation. As Lone Warrior said, Punk pretty much shot that down because the fans don't specifically want that. Although I'm very much into the idea of a Ziggler versus Punk match. I was as soon as it was announced.
Oh yeah, I don't think we were under any kind of thoughts that the match was going to suck, but yeah, I think it's about time we had Ziggler versus Ryder.
No, but see, that's the thing. Like for Punk to say that really just like puts him over more as a face.
Yeah. Like
he's not really doing anything. I mean, they're just trying to make that point that he's for the fans, and Laurinaitis is trying to take that away from him.
And I think another probably trying to build the anticipation for him finally getting a legitimate WWE title. So
wasn't Zack Ryder tag team champion once?
Yeah, back when it wasn't really a legitimate title.
Back it wasn't Long Island.
Zach. When was the WWE Tag Team Championship a legitimate title? I can't remember.
According to Shane, it wasn't since the Legion of Doom.
I'd say late 90s was legitimate.
Late 90s, early 2000s.
I mean, yeah, some good people have held it since then, but like it's still like kind of scattershot in terms of.
I think the last time it was really worth anything was Los Guerreros era.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I mean, people thought Londrick was good. People thought Morrison and Miz were good. So,
well, yeah, actually, I'd say the Days of the In-Crowd were probably where it was the last time it was kind of relevant because at least they made a big deal about having them.
I think the rise of La Familia with the Edgeheads holding the title was when it really went downhill. But that's beside the point. That's not here. But my point is like it's to correct myself, I guess. It's to both have the stars put CM Punk over as the for the people kind of champion and put Ziggler over and also build the anticipation for Ryder getting his first legitimate singles title, if that pleases the crowd.
It'll most likely happen at TLC.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it does.
But
I think they haven't acknowledged this, but this is just my personal theory. The kayfabe reason Laurinaitis is so against giving him that title shot is because Zack Ryder kind of reminds him of his Funk Man persona, except Ryder's doing it much, much better.
That would actually make sense. But Laurinaitis makes a comment that, it doesn't matter because Ryder's never going to beat Ziggler, and Punk can't do it either. And Punk, he gets out of the ring, and he walks up towards Laurinaitis and goes, yeah, I'll beat Ziggler tonight, I'll beat Del Rio next week, and then someday, somebody's going to beat some frickin' sense into you.
I said somebody like somebody, emphasis.
He goes backstage, leaves Laurinaitis standing there looking like.
And because it's that time, because it's that time of year, I feel compelled to sing this song. Whoa, somebody's coming, somebody's coming. You better watch out. You better not cry. Anyone get that reference at all? Please tell me someone gets that reference.
No, moving on.
Ghostbusters, you assholes.
Was it Kwanzaa?
Who are you gonna call?
Anyways,
I think Kwanzaa. Was it Kwanzaa? Kwanzaa? Anyone Kwanzaa?
Shut up, War Machine.
War Machine, goddammit. The words of Mega Butter, get off the show!
Nope. You two, no. Only you had your chance. Get off the show.
God damn.
Oh, as usual, This is such an air of professionalism. Anyways, they show the part from Survivor Series after they stopped airing the pay-per-view where Rock was talking about Zack Ryder. Of course, they can't show the full thing because apparently it was very vulgar.
Well, vulgar in the sense that they probably wouldn't want to say Jesus on a PG program. They probably wouldn't want to reference weed on a PG program. I mean, hey, they didn't even reference it when it was TV-14. They just kind of made remarks like whenever RVD was around.
It was vulgar for what WWE considers vulgar.
Yeah. Back in the Attitude Era, they wouldn't acknowledge it. Back on the original DX DVD, they're like Triple H and Billy Gunn were like, "Hey, where's X-Pac and Road Dogg? Oh, Cheech and Chong are out back taking a 420 break."
Yeah.
Anyways,
and I'm gonna smoke.
We go right into our first match, which is, of course, Zack Ryder versus Del Rio. And I'll be honest, I didn't like this match. You can say I'm just being kind of sore because Ryder didn't go over, he didn't win, and that it was a very short, almost a squash match.
Well, it definitely wasn't a squash match, but like I get what they're trying to do.
Squash match.
I think
I'm actually going to side with Backlash on this one. Ryder needed to get more offense in.
He needed to get some offense.
Could have been, but just consider how far he's come from last year when he got like a title which lasted all of 9 seconds. I mean, this is like a fresh off losing the title WWE champion, and fuck, like, did you they were trying to? They obviously were doing the thing where Del Rio was getting his heat. I understand that it probably should have been longer, but in my opinion, I don't think Vince sees Ryder as as a capable main eventer. Although he's definitely going to put the U.S. belt on him.
Yeah.
Well, Del Rio, I don't think giving Ryder the win would have killed any of Del Rio's heat. I mean, the guy's pretty much the most over heel that they have in the company right now.
And it would have added to the whole, he's pissed off. He lost his title now. What the fuck?
You are right.
Next week in that title rematch.
Well, you are kind of right in the sense that Ryder could have won, Del Rio could have went nuts on him. They could have done it like that.
They could have done it differently in a couple ways that would have been better, I think, for both people, for the storylines.
I would have just been happy if it was like 5 minutes longer, so that they could try to make Ryder look better than he did. Because this is a guy who you can tell the fans are behind him. They want him to get some wins, and it's like, well, I don't understand feeding him to feeding a guy who's over, but you don't want the fans turning on him. So why feed him to somebody?
And again, they also want to keep up an underdog thing with him. That's also why he's still over despite his losses, or they would still want to keep him over despite his losses.
Yeah.
It'll be explored with Daniel Bryan on the whole situation with him on SmackDown. Although actually different story. Yeah. But if you want Zack Ryder to get a win, then against SmackDown, we'll talk about that. But
yeah, we'll get to SmackDown.
But our next match is Sheamus versus Jack Swagger, which according to
wait, you missed an important segment. We got to see Sheamus walking backstage.
Yes.
But yeah, it's Sheamus versus Jack Swagger, and this match really bothered me because they did this last week. They did the exact same match, and I get it. Sheamus got himself disqualified at beating the crap out of Jack Swagger at Survivor Series, but we don't need to see the match again.
No, we don't. And especially since it was really just another excuse for Swagger to eat a brogue kick. It was about as long as Del Rio versus Ryder. A little bit longer, maybe.
Yeah.
Nothing much to say about that.
I gotta say, Swagger must be really well liked backstage because they're not doing anything with him. It's like they want to keep him around, but they don't have anything really important for him to do. So he's just kind of supplemental upper mid-card antagonist.
Oh, he's enhancement talent through and through.
Which is a real shame because he did have potential.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. If you ignore the way that last year when he actually got the title through Money in the Bank, I thought he was doing a pretty. They totally fucked his character, but they released trying with.
I think they fucked him over as champion because they made him a Jericho clone.
That's
not even Jericho clone. He came with a suit after his first after the first week after he won it, but then all he really did was drone without saying any big words.
Yeah.
That's
why it flopped. I mean, and even if he had said big words, it would have been Screw this. Give us Jericho. Bizarro Jericho. Me am best in world.
But yeah, we speaking of transitional segments, now we see Kevin.
Wouldn't that be backwards?
No.
What?
I mean, if he was Bizarro Jericho, he wouldn't be the best in the world, but he would mean that he's the best in the world.
Are you on the show?
No Leaf, get off my show.
now.
That's not No Leaf. It's not your goddamn show, Mega Fighter, and that's not No Leaf.
God.
We don't even know who's not on the show. Jesus Christ.
God damn it, guys! We have to talk about Kevin Nash.
Yeah,
No, we
come
don't.
on, it's important stuff. His quad didn't tear this time. It's amazing.
Kevin Nash came out. He talked about insider stuff, name dropped Scott Hall, and left. End of line.
Yeah, he spoke about the curtain call. Named pretty much everyone involved, and spoke about how he kicked Triple H's ass. The end.
Then just to make it really bad, they threatened that Cena's going to come out and talk, and then they go to commercial again.
And yeah, that segment doesn't happen until after the. That's pretty much like that's.
I'm gonna have a lot more to say about that when we get to it, but we now have a Cody Rhodes promo, and he basically talks about Randy Orton, and Jesus Christ, I do not like this feud. I mean, feud for the freaking title.
Yeah, honestly.
I've said it before. Yeah. I'm going to keep saying it until this feud ends. Have him feud for the title. Put the Intercontinental title on Orton for a couple months.
Yeah.
Might actually make it seem like that matters.
Again, elevate the belt. I do not disagree with you at all. I think this feud is really they're dancing around it.
Yeah, my question is, when was the last time Rhodes even defended the damn title? Because haven't all of his matches been non-title lately?
Good question. Yeah, because they've all been against Randy Orton.
Lately they have been, yeah.
But yeah, he nonetheless, I'm glad to see him with a mask off, and he talks about how he's basically uninhibited now. He's like an attack dog without his muzzle, and out comes Santino to job. This was
this was literally a bitch squish.
I think Santino's
there's
definitely
been 3 matches so far, and they've all kind of been squashy a little bit, more or less.
Yeah, kind of a lackluster start for Raw.
Yeah, and it's not going to get much better.
Yeah, a lot of very quick matches.
Oh, and we also forgot to mention Booker T was for some reason on Raw this evening, and he was on commentary. And after Cody wins, he goes to the announce table and he yells at Booker T about something and throws water in his face. And believe me, if Cody was R-Truth, that would have been a death blow. Booker T would be dead.
It's like Booker T is not on Raw at all ever, and all of a sudden they just have him on there without mentioning it at all, like it's anything new or different. It's like, why is Booker T here?
Okay, I think what it was Lawler wasn't talking that much, and I think it's because there was something with his throat. It's the only reason why I could see them having Booker on.
Yeah, they could say something about it.
Well, the thing was, Lawler was still out there talking nonstop, and it's like, dude, stop.
Yeah.
And, okay, it wasn't just because it's Lawler. Shut up. Although, Cole shutting up.
It's kind of a weird show. They just launch into different things, and there's really no rhyme or reason for most of it.
Yeah, Raw is very, 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 very haphazard. Like, it's evidenced by like all the reports you hear about Vince like changing the script at the last minute.
Yeah,
I'm numb to a lot of the weird shit that they did. Like, of course, the walkout and the reinstation of everyone. Like, I didn't mind that. Like, I thought it was kind of weird, but wasn't too much of a problem. Nonetheless, this show doesn't really have much of an order. It's not TNA bad, but who knows?
There's just basically not all that much interesting about the show, except for what's about to happen. Because next we get an interview. Josh Matthews is interviewing Vicky Guerrero and Dolph Ziggler.
Good promo here, I thought.
Oh yeah, Dolph always cuts a good promo.
Yeah, Vicky basically talks about how he's a 2-time winner in Survivor Series, despite being the first elimination in the match. But hey,
he was on the winning team.
Yeah.
So that counts.
So it does count.
Yep.
She has that to brag about as we move on to our CM Punk versus Dolph Ziggler match.
And
quite a long
God
affair.
damn, this was a beautiful match.
They have the world champion in a match in the middle of the show.
Yeah, this is basically what I'm gonna talk about at the end of the show. But this was an amazing match, and if you want to say, like, if you want to give anyone 20 minutes to do a match, these were the two guys to do it.
Yeah, because Ziggler, I honestly think he deserves to be in the main event scene soon. He's
ready for it.
They basically fucked him over for it during the beginning of the year when he won the title for like 2 seconds. It was quite an embarrassment for him. Like I thought that it was a huge discredit. Like, but
yeah, and since then they've worked to rebuild him as being a legitimate threat, and hopefully they won't fuck it up again.
You know what I see? I see in the next few months, maybe not necessarily title push or anything, but Ziggler moves on from the U.S. title and goes into a feud with Undertaker for WrestleMania. I see it.
That could happen.
But yeah,
not be a bad 20-0 victory for Undertaker.
Could be, but nonetheless, this match, uncharacteristic beginning for any WWE match. A lot of chain wrestling, like almost to levels you'd see in places like ROH.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler himself is, as far as I know, an accomplished amateur wrestler, and of course, Punk has been through the indies enough to really be able to like lock up and go hold for hold with someone. So it was quite a beginning. A lot of reversals. Punk put Ziggler the fuck over in this match.
He really did.
Like he was on the rope. Punk was on the ropes for quite a bit. He was selling a lot. And he was also taking a lot of great spots. Like Punk was about to do the Macho Man elbow. Ziggler rolls away. Punk gets up, approaches Ziggler, and he gets hit with quite a stiff drop kick. Like I've never seen anything like it. Ziggler does that great like twisting suplex, where he kind of grabs him by the side and the back, turns him around towards the end. Before Ziggler could get the zigzag, Punk hits the GTS and eventually wins.
And talk about an example of a match where both sides come out looking stronger than when they went in.
Oh, definitely.
Still, I agree with you guys. This should have been the last 20 minutes of the show instead of Cena basically saying that no one cares about the heels and then them.
Yeah, we'll get to
again. We'll get to Cena, but we now after the match is done, Punk wins with the GTS. By the way, in case you were wondering, we've got another hype package that John Cena's going to talk. We get a vignette that Kane is returning soon.
Oh yeah.
Hooray.
By the way, if anyone wonders what Vince McMahon rewrote this week, they did announce beforehand that the Cena segment was coming up next from when they announced it. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. They bumped host Jonah Hill from the show,
which I have no problem.
And they also bumped Brodus Clay from the show, which I have no problem with.
God damn it!
I have a problem with that.
They have gone out of their way to hype his debut, and they've bumped it back 3 times now. Fucking hell, people! Get your shit together. You don't need a Diva segment if it's gonna just be them in the back. You don't need that. You could have. Fuckity fuck.
I have no problem with this. I hope he never debuts. I don't want that man on my television.
I freaking love the guy. He's awesome.
Oh man, we've been over this and over this.
Yeah.
But like one thing we haven't gotten to yet are a couple of like cagey promos that one of them airs right after the Punk Ziggler match, but we'll talk about them when the show closes just to like get out of the way, like our thoughts on them.
Yeah, we've got a Big Show promo. We've got Kelly and Alicia Fox playing WWE 12. We've got more Cena hype. And then we get to what is our technical main event, Kofi Kingston versus Wade Barrett. What the hell is that?
Sorry. That was a good. I did like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Odd choice, considering you had your fucking.
You know, I am very interested in seeing Wade Barrett and seeing him develop and be pushed and everything. I have no interest at all in Kofi Kingston. I haven't for over a year now.
Yeah,
get off the pod. Do something with the guy, or let's move on.
Yeah, because they made it clear that they want any mid-card title that Kingston's won in the last 2 or so years has been pretty much a title warm. He kept it warm for Ziggler, for Miz, for a bunch of other people. And nowadays he's not really doing a lot, especially now that Evan Bourne is just a week or two away from coming back. And their tag team in the first place isn't like someone, I forgot who said it. Someone on the forum said this, but they're like, it's pretty much just a very bland combination of the two. Like they don't do any interesting double team stuff. Like they just kind of work together and do their own spots.
Yep.
Okay, who's going staticky?
That sounds like no leave.
Huh?
Mute.
Yep. Mute your mic. There we go.
There we go. That's better. Okay. So
professionalism.
Jesus.
So the match is nothing special. Randy Orton comes out to sit at ringside and do nothing at the midpoint. Barrett wins with the Wasteland, and not a shit was given.
They're obviously trying to start to build towards Orton versus Barrett, which honestly I don't know how I feel, because I don't remember Orton versus Barrett last year being all that great.
Well, the problem with that was because their entire feud was centered around John Cena. If you remove him from the equation, I'll be curious to see if they could do it better this time around.
But yeah, like, major problem with this match is that Kofi Kingston was a non-entity. Like, he wasn't going to be put over in any way, shape, or form in this match, and yet it was 11 minutes.
Yeah, again, this could have been where they should have switched this. Obviously, they should have switched this match with the
Del Rio's writer.
Give the time for this match to that match.
Yeah, or even, just switch spots on the damn card with Punk Ziggler, so that, your world champion is not the fucking... So that your world champion can have the technical main event.
That's the problem. The whole thing, because guess what the actual main event is? It's Cena talking. They're basically saying that if the WWE Championship has nothing to do with Cena, it's a mid-card title. That's what they're saying with this. That's what pissed me off about this show so much.
And I agree.
Okay, I'm starting to see it from your perspective. Like, that just doesn't occur to me, because like I expect them to do it, but like you are right that when CM Punk does hold the biggest title in the company, he definitely should be in the last position of the.
And it gets more annoying,
especially considering The Rock isn't involved. Like,
and it gets more annoying because CM Punk's whole angle that he wants to tell, because that he writes his own promos, he wants to make the WWE Championship interesting. Well, good fucking luck if they won't even put you in the main event.
Yeah, honestly, if the world title is not the centerpiece of the show, there's something wrong. And Cena does not need the main event spot. He does not need the title. Stop giving it to him. Use those things to get other people over.
He did not need 10 to 20 minutes of fucking mic time.
Sure. Yep. He's been in the company 10 years now. For most of it, he has been the centerpiece of the company, the main superstar for the company. And we get it. He's the fucking modern Hulk Hogan. We don't need Hulk Hogan in the main event, whether he's got the title or not. We don't need Cena in the main event, whether he's got the title or not. So let's make some room for some upward mobility, people. Damn.
Yeah, so Cena comes out and he opens his mouth and the crowd is immediately crapping on him, which is glorious. And he says, it's been an interesting 24 hours, and history was made in Madison Square Garden. And then he randomly plugs Ryder's Twitter, which, okay. And he talks about Punk winning the title. And how his match against Miz and R-Truth, or his match with The Rock against Awesome Truth, was like nothing he'd never seen anything like it. He'd never heard an ovation that loud for somebody before. And The Rock proved that yes, he can still go, and it's making him really excited about WrestleMania.
I've really got nothing to add to this because this is just goddamn ridiculous.
You know what? Something like this would better be saved when they're officially on the road to WrestleMania, which doesn't start till the Royal Rumble. And we're already talking about fucking WrestleMania. Why don't you live in the now?
Well,
Yeah.
See, the problem I have with that is that people complained when Undertaker and Triple H's feud was sparked that, oh, this can't compare to the feud that he had with Shawn Michaels, which he announced at the Slammies. Like, if they're gonna at least allude to, and there's of course no complaints about Daniel Bryan like basing his cash in around WrestleMania, or even proposing that he do that. Like,
well, the thing about Daniel Bryan is they're not reminding us every week that WrestleMania, Daniel Bryan's in the main event.
Well,
yeah, they are.
Lately they have been, but at the same time, they're reminding us in such a way that it's kind of on the outside of the promo. It's on that one little edge of the promo. It's not the heart of the promo.
But it's even they keep on doing this, even considering the fact that he could be injured at any point, like between the time.
Yeah, but the point is, when you have a long-term plan like that, keep it on the edge, keep it peripheral, and keep it in the back of our minds. Sure, definitely, obviously, you want to do that. But in the meantime, you got other shows and other characters and other things to focus on. They're basically saying that John Cena has nothing to do, nothing to worry about, nothing to even like sweat or pay attention to at all in WWE, except for a match that is still 4 months away, 5 months away.
You're okay.
3 or 4. But so as he starts talking about how he's looking forward to WrestleMania, Miz and R-Truth come out, and one sec. Sorry.
What was that?
That was a sneeze.
Wow, that was amazing.
I bit my tongue too. Jesus. So
that sounds like Rick yell.
Oh yeah. Sorry. God damn it. So Miz comes out and he says Cena's ego won't let him admit that, Rock made him look like a chump, and that there were 17,000 people at Madison Square Gardens all chanting, "Don't tag Cena." And the crowd immediately joins in with Miz, which is fucking hilarious because
it's true.
It's true, yeah.
It's Pennsylvania too. Like, they keep that in mind.
Yeah, and nobody wanted to see Cena last night or on at Survivor Series. They wanted to see The Rock. And Truth mentions that, Rock's just gonna put his boot to Cena's ass all over Miami. And Cena's like, yeah, well, I'm gonna knock the makeup off of Miz's face, and I'm gonna shove it down his throat if he ever tests him again. And this begins the beginning of the end for this stupid promo, because it gets really dumb soon.
See, that's something though, is Miz brought up, like back at WrestleMania. The focus is all on The Rock and Cena. With Survivor Series, the focus again was on Rock and Cena, and he's fucking pissed off about it, and I think rightly so. I don't see how he could be the heel in these feuds. He's the freaking world champion, and he's a third wheel in a feud when he's only one of 2 participants in a match. He's the third or fourth wheel in a tag team match when the focus is all on one tag team. And the entire match is just to put over, again, a match that's not happening for another several months.
Vince thinks that because The Rock makes them more money, and the sad fact is that he did make them more money for WrestleMania than they would have got had he not been there, certainly more than last year. He thinks he allows the Miz to like express these grievances, but he doesn't run with it. Like, he doesn't make it seem like the Miz could fuck over The Rock. He never do that.
I think there's a much more organic feud here between Rock and Miz than there is between Rock and Cena.
I mean, fuck me. I think that The Rock would be okay with it. Like, honestly,
yeah.
I think Vince is the one that's trying to protect him. And I think it'd be a great thing to put over the Miz by actually having him be a threat to the Rock, and not just or possibly like even this might be a little bit too edgy for their PG rating, but maybe Miz like plans to injure either Cena or The Rock or both, so that this match doesn't happen and the attention can get off of them. Like, I think that would be a good way for them to do it. But knowing that even if they did do something like that, knowing Vince, he would just keep him on the periphery and like make him look like a joke, not interacting with either of them.
Yeah. And really, I just don't, at this point, I just don't see, as much as Miz does not like Cena, I don't see how he has a problem with, because Cena has never backed down from fighting him, giving him a shot, competing with him in any way, shape, or form. It's The Rock coming in and just, like, anytime the Miz is involved in something with Cena, Miz gets shoved to the back burner for The Rock. I would be pissed off at The Rock for that. And maybe that's my being a fanboy of Miz coming out, and I'm like, hey, that's my boy. What the fuck, Rock? Why steal my boy's thunder?
Well, at the same time, it's kind of like with Cena, where it's like Cena for like at this time or at WrestleMania last year, is like Cena didn't give two shits about Miz, despite the fact that Miz was kicking his ass almost every week.
Yeah.
Because it was all about The Rock, and I'd be equally pissed off at Cena for not taking me seriously. Like, you're just a little nuisance. This guy is what I have to worry about. It's like, no,
and of course,
I'm right here.
What we didn't get into, what we haven't gotten into, is the fact that Cena does just that in the further stages of the promo, where he's basically like, you spend weeks trying to prove that the Awesome Truth is a credible threat. His words, basically, like, speaking from the periphery, speaking like a smark about like the entire rundown of this program, semi-program that Cena and The Rock have had with Awesome Truth. Basically saying, you are a non-entity in this feud. It is all about me and The Rock. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, and this is what bugged me. Cena goes, nobody gives a crap about you guys. Miz, you think Truth is riding your coattails, and Truth, you think Miz is doing the same to you. But clearly, I'm the guy who should be booed. And he leaves the ring. And instead of Miz and Truth being like, this guy's a douche, we should kick his ass, they start arguing with each other.
Yeah.
And pushing each other.
Because this is the very right way to take this feud. Like, make the heels who haven't gotten over enough, but are just at some level, make them feud now.
Oh, well, they're not feuding because R-Truth is suspended for 30
no,
days.
That's why they fucking had an argument, which was stupid. They shouldn't have written it that way.
Yeah. Long story short, they shove each other a couple times, and they're like, wait. We shouldn't let this get to us. We shouldn't let this drive a wedge between us. Let's just get out of here and let's put this behind us and move on and carry on next week with our original plan.
Kill Cena.
So get out of the. They're going up the ramp to chase down Cena, and right as they get to the top of the stage, Miz grabs Truth and gives him the skull crushing finale on the ramp.
And then says.
And there's your write-off for R-Truth not being on the show for the next month.
And we're probably going to get more Miz-Cena feuding leading him to the Royal Rumble.
Which I don't mind, except they're not doing it right.
Yeah.
It's going to be about Rock and Cena, and then Miz is like, hey, guys, I'm here too. Hey, over here. I'm in the feud too. I don't want to see any more of it.
I think
they should see more of Miz, but I don't want to see more of that.
This is just my opinion, but I think they should make a few like passes at hyping the Royal Rumble, like a little bit before TLC, even though they still have to promote that, like keep that the focus, but like kind of remind everyone that their next big pay-per-view is coming around. Yeah. Maybe it's just because of my fanboyism towards the Royal Rumble, but fuck, I want them to make a big deal out of it.
And
they should.
And again, coming back with the Royal Rumble next month and R-Truth's return next month, I got a few problems with that because TLC, fuck, it's a gimmick pay-per-view. They got gimmick matches that don't breed themselves organically from the feuds. It's just forced, and it just fucks it up for me.
Well, somewhat. I mean, last year we had that incredible fucking match between Morrison, fucking Sheamus.
Don't not in I'm not saying great matches can't come from these pay-per-views. I just think it takes away from the feuds.
You're correct.
To shoehorn a gimmick match in there.
I'm very glad that bragging rights has been shit canned, because like that was one of the most detrimental pay-per-views.
It was a great concept. It just never worked.
Yeah, because again, why would you give a shit about what show you're on? Why
if the brand separation actually meant anything.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, it's like if there were two separate leagues, like the NFL or the MLB or something like that. If it was two separate divisions, that'd be one thing. But they're not. They crossbreed over so much, and there's that supplemental draft every year, so it doesn't matter what team you're on this year. You're going to be on a different team next year.
It just hit me. The technical main event tonight was a SmackDown main event.
Yeah.
That's the point. Fuck, I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
And the other thing that's going to piss me off in the next month here is apparently word on the street is when R-Truth comes back, he's going to be a face because, Miz turned on him. And how do you punish a guy that gets spun for drugs? Turn him face and give him a push. Okay.
Man, I remember I was discussing how, being a heel and, no matter what kind of his segments are, comedy, whatever, when he turns face, he'll be able to actually expand on the mic rather than just name the city, what's up. This was too soon.
Yeah, and the whole reason he's going to be turned face is because Vince McMahon thinks there's a lot of money to be had in Little Jimmy merchandise.
So they're going to do, a kind of harmless crazy person?
Yeah, and it's just going to take all of the thunder out of him. It's going to suck every ounce of...
It's
a fantastic car wreck. It'll be fun to watch,
interview,
but it's going to be sad when it's over.
I mean, who wants to hear, that friendly little hobo down the street that, isn't dangerous at all? Do you really give a shit? Do you really worry about him? Do you really pay him any mind if he's not dangerous? No. But if he is dangerous, if he goes around biting people and talking about pigeons and Little Jimmy and all that kind of shit, yeah, you fucking care about him. You fucking pay attention. That's the difference. No one cares about the crazy guy that's harmless. Oh, he's eccentric. He's goofy. He's zany. Yeah, that works for. I mean, you only get so much mileage out of that. I mean, look where Santino's at in his career now. I mean, damn. Look at Vito.
Yeah. Funny you mentioned that, but that was pretty much our Raw discussion. Before we get into SmackDown, I want to talk about the two mysterious promos. Well, one of them isn't as mysterious, but the two promos that WWE have virally released. One of them with I guess you could call it a boiler room, all these chains, very, very dark, a lot of shadows, a lot of yelling. Then you see Kane's, I believe, the second version of his mask burning on the ground.
Well, that's not very cryptic. It's very obviously Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah, they flat out say it's Kane.
Not
they show Kane. They show the mask. It's Kane.
Then they have another one that's very coldly hued in these pale whites and sort of light blues. And you hear a kid talking about coming back on the second day of January 2012 to, I believe, take back what's his or something. It
kind of contradicts itself because it's it begins, but it's also I'm coming back. It's
yeah.
What? And there's the obvious theory that that's Jericho, but
it could be Jericho's Taker.
Jericho's really been he's saying he's going to be doing work in Hawaii on that date. Yeah, but he might be working us. It's Jericho.
He's notorious for working the fans when it comes to his returns.
Yeah, the way Dave Meltzer put it, basically, he'd been talking with the WWE for the past months, and the way it's kind of degraded, is that they won't be talking to each other again anytime soon. I think he's fucking lying. I think Jericho's working Meltzer about that.
Oh yeah.
He's flat out said, I'll never work with the WWE again. Yeah, bold statement. Even if it doesn't happen for another 2 years, fine. But in terms of this promo, I think it's Taker. Just for it to be a counterpart to the Kane promo, and it'll lead to the 20-0 match or maybe the 19-1 match.
I don't think it's gonna be Kane and Taker at WrestleMania. I don't think this promo is for Taker.
Okay.
My personal opinion, and you're all gonna think I'm crazy for this because you already said so, is that Goldust is going to return on January 2nd to reclaim his Intercontinental Gold from his brother at WrestleMania.
Well, Wouldn't mind seeing it happen.
You know, Teefus,
There's been weirder.
here's what I want to say. That's not a bad idea. And in fact, they might actually do a Goldust Cody Rhodes match for WrestleMania, and I would love to see that. But I don't think that they're going to do this kind of viral, cryptic promo for Goldust. I mean,
They've done it before.
No, I mean, we like Goldust. Goldust, he's a cult icon of the WWE, but he's not really relevant in the mainstream these days.
Well, let me put it to you this way. They've done a viral campaign for a return for him before when he came back and fought RVD. And they do recognize that anytime he does make a return, he does get a decent pop. And if the way he's been talking, he's looking to retire this year. He wants this to be his retirement match, his little dream match with Cody at WrestleMania. So if it's a title versus career match, that would be something I think they would put a little more investment in than they normally do with him.
I think a good feud idea for that would be to have like Cody basically saying, "Me face you at WrestleMania. Come on, you're not relevant anymore. This is completely divergent to my evolution or whatever." Nice way of Goldust making himself relevant before he goes. But again, I don't see that as being the case.
I think he's relevant enough. There's enough interest in him, and there's super relevance in Cody Rhodes. I think it would work. And it'd be very interesting to see brother versus brother, see the one brother retire the other one.
Yep. And
Goldust really wants to do this, and he's working as an agent while he's out on injury. So,
but yes, as far as speculation goes, want it to be Jericho, think it's Taker.
I'm pulling for Goldust. I really am.
I think it's going to be Taker. It could be Jericho. It could be the return of Mordecai.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Chavo Guerrero. Just to piss you guys off.
Yeah, there was a lot of white in that promo, I have to say. There's an overriding white tone.
Yeah, there was another theory. I can't remember what it was that actually fit really well with the little kid and everything.
Shockmaster.
So I'm thinking maybe it's a second or third generation superstar making a comeback.
It's not the Shockmaster. He's working at TNA.
The genesis of the
not for show Mega Fighter
of Hennig.
Oh.
But yeah, nonetheless, let's talk about SmackDown now.
Yes.
That could work too. It could be coming back to reclaim his heritage.
So, okay, SmackDown. Yeah, SmackDown happened. So, the show starts off with Henry coming out to the ring, and the first thing that stuck out in my mind was he's on a crutch and he's got the cast around his leg, which is not wasn't what I was expecting, honestly. I was expecting them to have ridden him off instead of having him hobble out and being like, this isn't, and I didn't expect him to hobble out. So he gets in the ring, and the first thing he does is he goes, "Why are you people happy that I'm in pain? What kind of people are you?"
See, honestly,
who does this kind of stuff?
This promo,
and it's like, you bastard.
This promo went in a different direction than I thought. I thought he'd be out with a crutch bragging because he's like, "Hey, if Big Show wants to hurt me real bad, then like I don't have to defend my title. I've proven everything I needed to Big Show. I've proven everything I needed to Orton and all the fans. So fuck it." But instead, he's like, "I wanted to compete tonight. Teddy Long said the doctors announced I wasn't clear."
So that's my second problem. So first he's whining and bitching, and then he's talking about how he's not clear to wrestle this week, but he will be able to next week. Didn't Show basically do to him what Henry has done to like a half dozen wrestlers that have taken them out? In some cases,
discontinuity. You really can't. Like they're applying like an elastic clause of wrestling story writing.
Maybe they just got good like mutant healing factor or something.
They're pulling an RVD with them.
Yeah.
I still retain my right to be pissed off about it because it's stupid.
No one said you didn't have the right to be pissed off about it. It's fucking dumb. It is. I don't think any of us is going to deny that. But anyway, the point is, Big Show comes out and they have words, and like Big Show's still bitter about like he didn't get his title and all that kind of stuff, and finally he just clocks Mark Henry, and Henry falls down unconscious on the mat, and
goes down like a sack of crap, and
yeah,
then it happens.
Backlash, this is all you, buddy.
So Daniel Bryan comes out with referee Charles Robinson, throws the briefcase at him. They ring the bell, and they say Daniel Bryan is cashing in his Money in the Bank. And the first thing I notice is that Henry completely sandbags Bryan when he tries to turn him over. Because he had to work to get that guy over.
I totally get it, because Henry's supposed to be out fucking like a
yeah,
light.
but he could have just like thrown his shoulder over, and it wouldn't have
Out
looked
like a
as silly.
fucking light, and they put over his size as much as they can.
Yeah.
And the referee counts 1, 2, 3, and Daniel Bryan is your new World Heavyweight Championship. And Cole loses his fucking mind. Jesus.
It was awesome.
The entire stadium loses their fucking mind, but for
Everyone lost their fucking mind.
As does Daniel Bryan. Like, he fucking sells that win like...
Oh my god, this is the greatest day of my life. Ah.
But then Teddy Long comes out to turn heel.
Hold on, Daniel! Hold on, that player!
I wouldn't say it was a heel turn, but a heel move, definitely. It was fucking stupid.
No, as far as the crowd is concerned, he's a heel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they didn't
Complete
fuck
asshole.
this any more than we did. They could get past it, but nonetheless, he says, sorry about this, but doctor said, as Mark Henry said, that he's not able to, he's not cleared to compete, so this title match never happened. Yep.
And the look on Danielson's face, or on Daniel's face, or damn it, the look on Bryan's face is just, what? No, mine.
And Cole loses his mind again. And this is about when I muted my TV because I was not going to listen to that prick all night.
Yeah, and oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, I understand what they're trying to go for here, and I understand how it could have worked if this had been established and respected throughout the history of TLC. Or not TLC, Money in the Bank. Or at least, acknowledged in a major way prior to this.
Honestly, I see this as a poor man's version of Jericho's title win over Triple H. His brief title win over Triple H.
Oh my God! Where
like,
it happened.
Not necessarily a bad thing, but it was not nearly the same.
Yeah, and the problem though is the reason he couldn't win the titles because he's out. He's not cleared to compete. He's out cold, so he can't win. That's never been acknowledged before.
No.
24/7, you motherfucker.
No. The problem is not with the fact that they said he's injured, there was no title match. The problem is that Miz, sometime last year after winning the Money in the Bank in July, tried to cash it in on, was Cena the champion by then?
No.
It was
Sheamus.
Somebody else.
But, and he was basically knocked out cold. Someone took him out. The ref... He was about to cash in. The ref was about to ring the bell, but he noticed that Sheamus was down, and so he said, "No, fuck it, no, give me the case. He couldn't cash it in because the guy was out cold.
Well, no. They let him cash it in, but they waited for Sheamus to stand up.
Yeah.
I think that was what they were doing. I think that was supposed to be the point with Henry. He was not getting up anytime goddamn soon. That's what they wanted.
No, but at the same point,
it's still stupid. Don't get me wrong. It's just
back before that instance, they've had the champion is down. He's not getting up. He's out of it. He may not be completely conscious, but he's out of it. He's loopy, and someone comes in and cashes in on him and wins.
Yeah, but I was gonna say all of the cash-ins have been, at the very least, all of the cash-ins that have actually, happened, like
the only one that this does not apply to is RVD.
Yeah. At the very least, they've been able to get up and,
It's true.
make it look like, oh, I'm going to be able to defend myself instead of, oh, I'm going to get boots.
Certainly happened with Punk and Del Rio.
Yeah.
Or Punk and Jeff Hardy, where, Punk went for the pin and only got a 2 count. He still won, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, our colleague Arrow remembered like the very first time that it happened, where John Cena won his match, and then Vince McMahon said, "No, there's one more match." I wonder what happened to that.
Yeah.
That actually felt kind of.
And it was just a really awkward spot. It didn't make any sense because they've spent all this time hyping that Daniel Bryan is going to wait for WrestleMania. It's like, no, I'm not going to listen to Big Show tell me to do it now. And
the only seeds they planted for that was just AJ pretty much being backstage convincing him, like when I saw you, when I thought that you were going to win the title, I was so excited. Like, the good thing is they're not really making that the focal point of the entire thing, but they are kind of hinting at it.
Yeah.
Like, the good thing, however, is that Teddy Long basically takes the briefcase. He says, "Here, take this. You haven't cashed in. Like, it's void, but you haven't lost your case. And I'm gonna book you in a fatal 4-way match tonight against Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Wade Barrett. The winner will face Mark Henry in a steel cage on next week's live SmackDown."
Yeah.
And there's my third problem. Henry's supposed to have a broken, or is supposed to, be banged up. Why are they putting?
Well,
just take the damn title off of him.
No. He did say in his promo, he said the doctors won't let me compete tonight, but I can do it next week on SmackDown. He did say that. Which again is very convenient elasticity with this writing.
Yeah. Plot contrivances all over the place.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, Show was out for what, 4 months? Kane's been out for longer. And Henry's going to miss a week. Ah!
Yeah, and it's no excuse that Big Show didn't do it from the top rope, but he did a running leg drop on the chair. No excuse. Like it's he still Pillmanized him. It's still the same spot. Like they're being lazy with this. But
yeah, But anyways, that's the main event. Let's move on to our first match, which is Justin Gabriel versus Hunico, and not one shit was given.
Nope.
Again, I have no problem with seeing Hunico. Justin Gabriel, again, this was like Kofi versus Barrett. He was not going to be put over in this match. They mentioned that Gabriel and Hunico both employ like a sort of high-flying style. How is this going to come into play? Gabriel does a couple of like slingshot spots. He does like his thing. Like Hunico does his very strong style of striking. Like I noticed that his stuff is very stiff, and finally takes Gabriel down with the fallen star or the swanton.
Yeah, he wins with the swanton. Whatever. It's mostly Hunico's gimmick that I don't like.
Yeah, they're not really.
It's not that it's just a stupid gimmick, but he's also doing it rather blandly. But then again, they haven't really given him much mic
trying to make
time.
the best of it.
I don't think there's any other way to do that gimmick anymore. It's just been done to death. And that's just how I feel about it.
Well, plus he's not getting any mic time to accompany it.
Yeah, and I don't think it helps that his gimmick kind of keeps on reminding me of Mexican America, and that's not good.
No, not really.
And of course, difference is if they did put the mic on him, he'd be a shitload less annoying than Anarchia, and a shitload clearer than Hernandez.
Would probably be slightly less annoying than Anarchia. Okay, no, I can't even. No, sorry for even thinking that.
Well, the Anarchia's problem is that he talks too damn much.
And he has a grating sandpaper voice. Of course, people would say that that's because he's a heel, but hey, I again mute and change the channel versus keep watching and hope someone kicks their ass. I don't care.
Whatever.
Up next,
we go to commercial. We come back to our next match, which is Beth Phoenix and Natalya versus AJ and Caitlyn.
Squash. Basically, the story here is that AJ's putting the sharpshooter and she taps as soon as possible, because last week when that happened to her, she got folded like a pretzel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again with this match, why?
Yeah. Goddamn. I
guess it's worth mentioning that Alicia Fox was on commentary, but I guess
it's not.
Yeah.
she was basically there to save the faces when they were being attacked by the heels.
That's the interesting thing, because Caitlyn leaves after the match is over, and they put AJ in that so painful looking sharpshooter, and Alicia takes her sweet time getting into the ring.
It's like, oh, she's being hurt. Well, time to get into the ring. derp, dee derp, dee derp, dee derp. And by the time she gets there, Natalia lets go and just is like, okay.
I know she wasn't in her gear or anything, but she's 5 feet from the ring.
Yeah, honestly, if they want to have AJ in the sharpshooter and hold her in there to really milk it and sell it, and they don't want Caitlyn to interfere, but they don't want to turn Caitlyn heel against AJ, have Caitlyn unconscious on the outside or something, just knocked down or in a corner of the ring somewhere, and don't put Alicia Fox on commentary because she doesn't add goddamn thing.
Yeah, no.
Jack shit to commentary. Have her come out from the back.
Yeah, and also I must say, speaking of Caitlyn, she still can't perform at all. She still has no presence. She's still she's completely nondescript. She just walks to the ring.
Is she improving at all?
Oh,
God,
I have a lot of respect for her, and I understand the fact that she and AJ are great friends, but some of that talent has to rub off on Caitlyn, and it doesn't appear to be.
I think she's got a great personality to be a manager, but
she's got a great set of personalities.
Oh no! I honestly, back in
I know what you meant. I'm just saying she has a great set of personalities.
No, honestly, back in NXT, she showed a good personality, even if she didn't have the wrestling ability. She should be a manager.
She did have mic time.
Make her.
I will say they should probably give her mic time, but again, WWE and divas they don't care. But yeah, we have another Kane video package. Oh yeah, they have a backstage interview with Teddy Long where he lets someone on the phone know that not only is the world title match going to be a cage match, but Mick Foley's hosting SmackDown. Glad to see that he's now a fixture.
They're doing stuff with him, whatever.
Yay.
But well, and then he gets interrupted by saxophones as Oksana enters the room. And is quickly pushed aside as Mark Henry bursts in to be a prick.
Yay.
And what really gets me is he's shutting it. It's like, oh, how can you let this happen, Teddy? He didn't let it happen. He came out and reversed the decision.
You protected your sorry ass. Ah.
Yeah,
the really funny thing is that I guess Mark Henry didn't know that he was going to be in a steel cage because Teddy Long says, I hate to do this to you, player, but I should probably tell you that next week your match against the number one contender is going to be in a steel cage. And
Mark Henry's like, what do you think I am, a game? You're playing me like a game.
Believe me, if he didn't have a broken leg, I'm pretty sure he would have gone wreck shit on that entire office.
Oh, yeah.
He would have eaten Teddy Long.
Yes. That would have been terrifying. But yes, he would have. So,
but that was Teddy Long's face turn back from his heel turn earlier in the night.
Anyone have invited Samoa Joe in to eat the scraps, and Samoa Joe would have been like, no, he's not.
Ninja, stealing people in a van.
He's not a baby. I can't eat him.
So we go from that to Sheamus and Zack Ryder in the locker room, and Sheamus is saying, hey fella, I've already signed your petition, there fella. Anyway, good luck when you get your match, fella, brother. And so Ryder's like, we're broskies. We could go to the club, we could dance with chicks. And he starts singing, but it's not Sheamus' entrance music. And Sheamus gives him a look like, the fuck are you doing? And then he starts laughing like, it's okay, it's not,
I'm actually a face.
The song you're singing, it's great and all, but it's not my theme there, fella. So, you've got to get it right, or I'm going to give you a WWE title match. And I don't know. I'm trying to do Sheamus, and I don't know how to do
basically,
Sheamus.
the gimmick they're doing with Sheamus right now is he has an attitude problem, and nobody knows when he's going to go off until he kind of relaxes and starts smiling.
Yeah, somewhat.
It sounds really dumb when I say it, but I don't hate it, so whatever.
It's like he's got a temper, but he manages it.
Yeah, and one of the good parts was at the end, Sheamus was like, well, let's go out there and kick their asses, or kick Swagger and Ziggler's asses, and then we can go celebrate. They both do Zach's catchphrase. It was glorious, I think.
Woo, 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 you know it, Velasquez.
Okay, well, that was awkward.
That fell flat.
Yeah.
Anyways, we cut to commercial, and we come back to our next match, which is Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus and Zack Ryder. But before we begin, we get another Dolph Ziggler and Vicky Guerrero promo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay.
Ziggler.
Quick, funny story about this. My mom sees Vicky Guerrero, and her first question is her first comment is, "That woman needs to wear a bra." She's sagging, and I just look over at her and go,
I'm pretty sure she was wearing a bra, though. That's the...
"Oh God."
Oh no!
We get a glimpse into the world of Warrior.
lunch lady bra with cast iron hooks in the back.
But yeah, I like Dolph promo in particular. I do have like an argument about him kind of being like a good cocky heel, but maybe too good. But nonetheless, he says, I know everyone in the crowd has to worry about the double chins, their double mortgages, but they know nothing about double victories at Survivor Series. He's like, I'm not just showing off, I'm making history. But
So is he doing kind of a pseudo Daniels here? Was like, oh yeah, I lost, but technically I won, so I'm awesome.
well, Daniels did win his match. You saw it. He did win.
And Ziggler's team did win their match.
Yeah.
Double victory.
Double victory. It counts.
This next tag match, very long affair.
Ooh, yeah.
This is the match that they used to put over Zack Ryder, is being able to hang with the main event. They wanted their former champ to get his heat. Maybe it was most likely a bad decision. This one, however, put Zack Ryder over strong, and also kind of proved to me that Zig Swagger working much better as a unit than they did when they started off. Like, they're actually doing some double team spots. Like in one, Swagger holds Ryder up in a wheelbarrow, and Zack Ryder does the what is that? The rocker dropper to him. And among that, like, I'm glad to see him week in and week out. Like, I originally wasn't.
Yeah.
It's actual progression for a tag team, going from, oh, we don't know each other to we're beginning to learn each other's things, and now we're starting to gel. We're awesome. And, that'd be nice to see once in a while in fucking WWE. Actually showing the tag teams develop and grow and nurture, and then get plucked and then beheaded, and then they feud.
But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the more time Zack Ryder goes, the more we get to see him pull off spots that we haven't seen him perform when he was a damn jobber. Like, the more I see him do a flapjack, I'm like, yeah, that's got to be a tribute to Edge.
Yeah.
I'm very delighted to see him do that. He also, towards the later junctures of the match, did a tornado DDT, which for Zack Ryder on TV, I think that's new.
Not complaining.
Nope.
Got nothing to complain about. No,
Hey.
If
What?
this wasn't the match of the night, then obviously the main event was. But it was fucking great.
Yep, and graciously, Sheamus gives Zack Ryder the final spot. He gets to hit the Rough Rider on I forgot whether it was
Ziggler. It was on Ziggler.
Ah, good. On Ziggler, and he gets the pin.
Ziggler sells the Rough Rider like fucking. He almost sells it kind of like how Rocky used to sell the Stunners, just like completely over the top. But it's great.
It just puts the move over so well. Ziggler sells shit like nobody else right now.
Which is another reason why I think he'd be an awesome face.
I prefer him
That's
as a
half of
heel.
what they do.
Honestly. I like him as a heel.
Yeah, so do I.
That's just me.
He just loses some. I think he'd lose some of his charm if he went to, if he went to a face. I mean, look at Morrison, who is.
I mean, if you're gonna draw parallels between Ziggler and Mr. Perfect, like so many people like to do, Mr. Perfect's best work as a heel. And let's be honest.
Fair enough. Like, yeah, I mean, Hennig was really only a face like during his returns.
Yeah.
It's really hard to maintain him as a face unless, of course, he just becomes charismatic as a commentator, which he did.
Yeah.
But we move from that like huge tag match to Daniel Bryan in the back with AJ, and And she's not really selling the sharpshooter much, unfortunately.
Oh, it's not. It's from about the waist up is what they're shooting. So
yeah, but it's not about her.
Yeah.
Basically, he's like, I wanted to be the World Heavyweight Championship since I was a kid. I want that feeling again. Like, I wish it hadn't been taken away from me. And she reminds him that, like, he now has still has the case and another potential opportunity. Wade Barrett interrupts and denies him the potential for that opportunity by saying he's going to win the main event. Yeah, he talks about the Barrett barrage, which, again, the more he says that expression, the stupider it gets.
Yeah.
And the more like a lot of other people, I yearn for the Great Barrett Uprising.
Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly the DiBiase posse we're dealing with. This is a whole barrage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and AJ jumps to Daniel's defense, and Barrett goes, so now you've got a 14-year-old girl fighting your battles, huh? And Brian, points out, yeah, well, you talk, but we have the same amount of world title wins. Yet, so
Yeah.
And Wade Barrett just leaves. So AJ gives Daniel Bryan a kiss before leaving, and Daniel Bryan goes, "Oh yeah, the ladies they love the beard."
Wow, chicka, wow, wow.
If they start if they go into TV14 and start a very depraved angle where Daniel Bryan is turned on by AJ being put in submissions,
oh,
I'm not going to condone this.
Okay, moving on from that creepy image, our next match is...
While it's happening, he yells at her, "Tell me you're 14!"
Ooh. Move on.
No.
Tell me bacon is your passion.
Oh, God, what the hell? Anyways, our next is Ted...
Tell me you're a slave to Capcom!
Is Ted DiBiase versus somebody.
It's Ted DiBiase versus the living incarnation of the Wendy's girl.
Who the hell? Like I can't picture a name on him. He's just the Wendy's girl to me.
Yeah. But we get interrupted by Jinder Mahal.
Yeah.
Sorry. That was very overreaching and kind of racist of me, but he speaks in Punjab, and then he talks about how Ted DiBiase disgraces his family and his wealth by schmoozing with these lowlifes, these rednecks that he calls the DiBiase posse. But yeah, I'm very excited about the prospect of I can't even be facetious about it.
I really don't know what's sad. The fact that they want to get DiBiase over by feuding with Jinder Mahal, or the fact that they want to get Jinder Mahal over by feuding with Ted DiBiase.
They're both equally sad, I think, at this point.
It's like a negative feedback cycle. The only place to go is down.
But anyways, DiBiase wins with Dream Street. And again, not a shit was given.
The mysterious red-haired stranger, hopefully we'll see him again in the future.
Who is this long-haired wonder?
I feel kind of bad for insulting Willie Nelson there now. Anyway, so we go to commercial, we come back, and oh god, they're discussing the road stuff with Booker T on Raw. Hazel, let's just skip this. Let's just skip this. It's not important. Nobody gives a shit. It's basically going to lead to a Rose versus Booker T feud.
That's all you need to know. Is it's just a shoehorn to get Booker T out from behind the table to feud with Cody Rhodes which
at the very least is not Lawler.
Which, if you remember, one of Booker T's former tag team partners feeds into my theory about it begins on January 2nd.
Oh yeah, booked. Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Mysterio.
we'll give you that. But still, at the very least, it's not fucking Lawler.
But yeah, Cody Rhodes speaks with Matt Striker in the back. Basically says to him, "I threw water in the face of Booker T because he looked at me. He looked at me bad." And
then I yelled at him, "Tell me you're 14."
Ooh, stop trying to bring that back. It keeps on repeating itself in my head. God
What does
damn
it
it!
say about your interest, Chris?
Don't Don't you question my interests. And
Question?
do with 14-year-olds.
Question. What is wrong with you people?
Get off the show, Mega Fighter.
Yeah,
Hey, stop stealing my catchphrase, goddammit.
Buddy.
It's not your goddamn
It's
catchphrase.
my
Get off the show.
catchphrase now.
Yes, it is.
Get out.
Chris, can we just kick him off the call? Seriously?
No, but I might.
Hey, Mega
I
Fighter,
might change my mind.
Mega Fighter, what does the interrupting cow say?
Shut up.
Get off my show, No Leaf. That's what he says.
Exactly.
All of you, get off my show.
God damn it!
Who the fuck are you?
I'd like to hear from Lady Ironbite.
God. This is more interesting than Cody Rhodes Booker T feud.
We could just end the show right now.
We could.
But yeah,
We still got
Good
another
night
match.
and good luck.
no, we're not done.
No.
We have to talk about something important.
We actually got a good main event coming up.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes talks about how he's going to win the main event tonight. We move on to the main event. D. Bryan versus C. Rhodes versus W. Barrett versus R. Lot of, like,
I get it.
the two main feuds in this is Orton versus Rhodes and Barrett versus Daniel. Actually, other way around. Orton versus Barrett and Rhodes versus Bryan. Mid-carders versus the main eventer versus the kinda main eventer, kinda upper carder.
Yeah.
But a lot of them cross paths. I'll just get to it. Fucking Daniel Bryan puts Cody Rhodes in the label lock and wins yet another shot for a World Heavyweight Championship match. Now having two.
But this was a lengthy match.
It was no. I
Good
won't
half
discount.
hour.
I'd say win a good 25 minutes.
Yeah, it was solid. I mean, they got to this match and it wasn't like they had over half an hour left in the show almost.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot.
That's how you do it.
Too.
Raw. Whoever's booking Raw, this is what you do. This involves the World Championship, and it was the main event.
Confidence. You're swimming in it on the wrong show.
No, not on the wrong show. Not on enough shows.
But
I don't want
yeah,
to stop doing it on this show. But yeah, I mean, everyone got in there. Everyone got some damn good spots on each other.
Yeah, like the pin attempt, Wade Barrett on Cody Rhodes, which Bryan broke up with a flying headbutt. Daniel Bryan kicking Randy Orton's fucking head in. Randy Orton doing the IDDT to Daniel Bryan and such.
It's getting really weird how many moves Daniel Bryan has now that are similar to this guy from Georgia I used to know about.
Who, AJ Styles? Oh,
Yeah,
Georgia.
Let's
Yeah.
go with
That
AJ Styles.
yeah.
Okay, let's.
Anyways, after the match is over, Cody Rhodes starts beating up on
So,
Daniel.
I just had an idea about that It Begins promo. Could it be...
Why am I here?
Professionalism.
Stop saying I will see to it that doesn't become a running gag on the show.
No, I'm sorry. I was just more amused.
What do you mean
by
becomes?
they
It already
just
is a
started.
running
They
gag.
just,
No. See, tangents are a gimmick, so as far as I'm concerned, we're still professional.
I think I need
Not
to
being
bring back the
sarcastic.
tangent counter.
We made $30. But
We should bring back the tangent counter. I don't know.
That's enough to buy a pizza.
$30.
Enough to buy a couple
Where the
pizzas if you know
fuck
what
do
you're
you
doing.
get your pizza?
Yeah, Jesus.
There's a place up here in Canada that you can get 2 pizzas for like 20, 2 mediums for like 20 something. But that
The place in my
Go
town.
to Papa John's or Domino's, get 3 of them for $5 each.
Talk about Barrett.
You can
No.
get pizzas for 30.
no, we're not going to talk about Barrett.
Pizza.
He got some good stuff in, though I like what Barrett's been doing, where he's been pretty much hanging people up in the ropes, weakening them, and then just giving them these really stiff kicks.
Yeah.
He's been incorporating a lot of different spots into his repertoire, especially ones that emphasize his strikes more than just him striking his opponent solidly. But let's see, Rhodes. I can't quite say that I remembered too many of his spots, but I think that would be a discredit because I'm probably forgetting something.
I know you are.
I know I am, because for me this night was all about Daniel Bryan and how excited I am that they're at least making him tease the main event. They're getting started in terms of making him credible for his match that might potentially happen at WrestleMania.
I mean, gee, Rhodes hit a gore buster on Orton, for fuck's sake.
Oh yes. Well, I guess I forgot about that because I never really was a fan of gourd busters.
Yeah, I mean, he got a few good moves in there. I mean, it just went back and forth constantly. It was just like a constant revolving door of people having the upper hand, which is really the way a fatal four-way should be, if you ask me. You have them pair off and square off, and then double team on one guy, or maybe a triple team here and there. But you just got to mix it up constantly. Can't stay on one thing for all that long.
Yeah, a lot of good moments where you think something will finish someone, and then someone breaks up the pin from out of nowhere. A very quick moving and very, very advantageous fatal four-way match for every participant.
I mean, wasn't there a triple threat match recently on TNA where this kind of I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was Steiner and Bully Ray versus some face.
Wasn't it Cash? Cash?
Yeah. It was Cash, Sorensen, and Aries, and Cash and Aries kept on double teaming Sorensen and beating him down, and then it just went on forever. Like they kept teasing dissension between Cash and Aries, but they never really delivered on it until the very end. It was just like, get on with it. We know it's happening. We know it's going to come down to that, so do it. But
oh yeah, there was actually one moment I remember in the Fatal 4-Way where Cole said, like, you take Daniel Bryan out of the equation, you take Randy Orton, now it's just between 50-50, Cody Rhodes and Wade Barrett, and you each have a 50% chance. And Booker had a beat for a second and went, Cole, what you said made no sense.
This coming from the guy who was randomly ranting about Tim Tebow during the night.
Oh,
for no goddamn reason.
I forgot he compared Zack Ryder to Tim Tebow.
How does that make?
No, he compared DiBiase to Tim Tebow.
Oh, that's what it. Oh, okay.
That makes even
question stands. How does that make any sense?
All over the land, and Cole's like, "What the fuck are you talking about with Tim Tebow?"
Well, see, what I was amused by the commentary exchange was that Booker T shot down Cole's percentage chances when, like, in effect, he's saying, "Fuck you, Scott Steiner." You can't determine a match by making up percentages.
Booker T, you're wonderfully, brilliantly stupid.
He's not even brilliantly stupid. He's just an idiot.
Yeah, so, I know, War Machine. You knew it before the rest of us. We were all confused by the idea.
You know what? Oh, no, you know what? War Machine might have known about Booker T before the rest of us, but we knew how to mute our microphones before War Machine, apparently.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
All right. So, yeah, it comes down to it. Daniel Bryan wins the match with a little bell lock on Rhodes. And damn good spot, damn good build up to it. The match throughout was just solid. Orton didn't bury anyone.
No, so. Yeah, like
nice.
When I read the spoilers beforehand, and I kept on raving about the fact that Danielson won a match that also involved Orton. Just the very fact that he did, just like for me, is make the world explode.
I did get a little bothered that they have Rhodes beating down Daniel Bryan after the match and then only getting saved by Orton. But I felt a little better about it when I saw it because they had Daniel Bryan get up pretty quickly and they had him to end off the show.
Yeah, they had him in his music. Orton left the ring after he RKO'd Rhodes.
Yeah, that's something I remember. Like when Backlash read the spoilers, he was just like, "Fuck no! I refuse to watch this shit. This is crap. I fucking hate the W." You were going off on it.
Well, to be fair, I had just watched Impact and.
Oh no, I understand, and
confidence, and
it took a lot of us saying, "Now wait a minute, how often do you read the results for a SmackDown show and it doesn't look anything like it actually plays out when you actually watch it?"
Yeah, I kind of learned my lesson there.
And aren't you happy you watched it now?
Yeah. Although I don't know how happy I'm going to be next week because I don't think Brian's going over Mark Henry.
Yeah, me either.
I don't think so either, but I'm gonna call shenanigans as the reason.
People suggest that Cody might prevent him from might like do some hanky panky in terms of the cage.
I'd say Wade Barrett's more likely, but that's just me. Actually, both of them might pop up.
Yeah, so, and then we'll probably end up with Big Show and Mark Henry again at TLC, and maybe we'll finally have an Intercontinental title match between Orton and Rhodes.
I hope
on a ladder.
When
we'll see.
That Wade Barrett will interrupt just so Cody Rhodes can retain.
Yep.
But that was WWE. Problematic week, but nonetheless, a lot of good stuff and surprisingly lengthy amounts of wrestling, like long matches on each of them.
Yeah, but Raw suffered because it couldn't make up its mind what it wanted to be about and what it wanted its focus to be.
Yeah.
SmackDown definitely made up for it. There were tosses and turns throughout, and you wound up feeling good about the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
So I think it's time for what gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal. Actually, you know what? Since it's his big send-off, it was his final week with the company. Let's do what gets more screen time than John Morrison.
Okay. Oh, Alicia Fox taking her sweet goddamn time to get to the ring gets more screen time than John Morrison.
Mm-hmm. I'll take it.
I'm gonna say, fuck, I had one. Come back to me.
Let's see. Cole using the percentage system for participants' chances in a match gets more screen time than John Morrison.
I've actually got
Hi, Jomo.
So I'm not sure which one to go with. You know what? I'll say it. Vicky Guerrero without a bra got more screen time than John Morrison.
I'm gonna say Daniel Bryan going over got more screen time than John Morrison.
That definitely happened. Happened twice.
Damn good. Kind of happened twice. But yeah, this has been the dark match for the week in WWE of Thanksgiving. Didn't really give it much emphasis that holiday, but hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that was our first. Usually they find some way to drive it into our minds, and Thanksgiving was recently.
I'm Christopher says.
Well, how can you follow up a Thong Thunder match?
Anyway.
A Thanksgiving Thong Thunder match.
Anyways, I am your Foxy friend Backlash, and apparently I've got spunk, and by which I mean some weird Danish candy that a friend sent me that I do not feel like opening because I have no idea what's in these things.
I'm not going to dignify that with a sexual remark.
You know what? I'd like a Danish.
I will.
What's the legal age over there?
Fuck, I don't know. Probably there's some really low number or really high number.
Yeah, you know what? I'll stick with the U.S. system.
I'm the Lone Warrior. Cuckoo chew.
Magpie's gonna sue you.
And for the rest of them, and Allie, and anyone else who interrupted this show.
And Teefus, because I was on the show.
And the Penguin Empress, Mega Fighter 3.
That was.
I'm Mr.
you, Lone Warrior?
I feel I deserve a credit on this episode.
Good night, good luck, end the show.
What about
Why
Iron Fight and his wife?